Okay, so it's almost the end of 2019, and I'm sure that you're going to find a host of videos about setting New Year's resolutions. And whether you're a fan of them or whether you're not, I want you to do something different this year. I want to set a challenge for you, and I want to set the pleasure challenge. In fact, I want you to go on a pleasure diet for the next 21 days. Now, I looked up the meaning of the word diet, and diet actually means what you do on a regular basis or a restricted diet to get an outcome. So I want you to restrict yourself for the next 21 days to things that give you pleasure. Now, I have found when I work with some of my coaching clients that people have a really interesting interpretation of pleasure. Like, a lot of people think that it's hedonistic or it's unnecessary or it's something that's wrong. Growing up, we were taught to be good children and to be nice a lot of the time, which didn't always allow room for stuff that just caused you pleasure. If you watch young children, they are so in the moment of what makes them happy and what brings them pleasure. And look, when I talk pleasure, I'm not just talking sex. Yes, it can involve sex, but there's a million things in our lives that we get pleasure from, and it's not always about sex. Now, pleasure isn't optional, it's essential. Now, I want to say how our bodies work with the chemicals. When you have pleasure, your body will release feel-good hormones: dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and nitrate oxide. And in fact, when you are, having those healthy, pleasurable moments, your body spurts out those chemicals to reward you, and it just results in you feeling better. Now, there's plenty of research that says that when you have these hormones flowing around in your body, it really combats mental health, and it also builds your immune system. In fact, it signals to our immune system that everything is well and right in our world. Now, who wouldn't want that? That is pretty freaking awesome. Now, how it works is our nervous system will work. We can be in, when we're stressed, we have two modes of being, because all the cortisol is a non-healthy chemical. Look, it's okay to have cortisol running through your system when you're running from a lion, but you don't tend to need that high level of stress on a daily basis. In fact, it's really toxic to our bodies. So, I mean, it makes sense that you're not going to have, that you need the cortisol, like I said, when you're running from a lion. But when your body's in that high stress, you'll either be in parasympathetic or sympathetic, so highly stressed or highly depressed. Now, when everything's right in your world, your body allows you to experience pleasure, and it brings down those cortisol levels. And that's why I say pleasure isn't optional, it's essential. Now, advertisers know about the pleasure principle, right? And they use this all the time to get you to buy their products. How many ads do you hear? If you buy this, you are going to feel so good, or you're going to feel so much pleasure. I mean, they do it for shampoo, for cars, for skincare, for food. And the thing is, we rush out and we go buy those products, but it doesn't make us feel how they promise. Now, there is a better way, and you only have to look at kids to see this. Now, we think that pleasure is just about sex, but I'm telling you it's not. Pleasure is anything that feels good to you. Look, I'm standing in front of a picture of the beach. Now, personally, I get a lot of pleasure from spending time in nature or spending time by the ocean. It feels amazing. In fact, for the last 3 days, I've had a beach walk every day, and I feel energized and it feels good. And I only have to look around and look at those kids running around the beach to see what pleasure is and just how simple it can be. Now, we do in our busy lives get caught up doing, achieving, and that's necessary, but it really is necessary to do something every day for pure pleasure. Something that feels good. And this is not doing something for someone else, because a lot of people fall in that trap. Pleasure for me could be going and walking along the beach. It could be laughing with my friends or laughing at a movie. It could be eating something that just feels so good, or a massage, or a bath. If you're in a relationship, it could be having physical, sexual pleasure. And it's important to be in the moment and have something every day that causes you pleasure. Now, this, because it releases oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, nitrate oxide. Now, the good thing about nitrate oxide is it's what they put in Viagra to get the blood flowing. So these are chemicals that you want in your body. Now, if you're in a relationship, they're going to do you well, because you're going to come across as different. You're going to have you're going to have a different energy that you give off that will be infectious, and that people can't help but be around when you have this. Okay, so I want to challenge you for the next 21 days to do something that gives you pure pleasure. Now, again, if you're in a relationship, sometimes, or even if you're single, we spend too much time focusing on, maybe, I don't know, like trying to make the other people or person feel fine. We should always be in touch of how something feels for us. If you're single and you're going and dating, be aware of how you feel being around the person. Does it feel good for you? Does it feel right? Have 80% of your attention on how that feels, and only 20% of attention trying to make them feel good. That will make a shift. But the really good thing is, often, say for single people, you can come from a love deficit where there's, you're looking for someone to make you happy. Whereas when you're connecting with this pleasure diet, you will be releasing more of that love drug, and you'll be happy, which will draw people to you. And it's amazing. So I'll be checking in with you to see how you're going. But instead of a New Year's resolution, I want you to take the 21-day pleasure diet challenge. And I'm looking forward to hearing how you go. And I want to take this opportunity to say Happy New Year. And I'm really excited. We've got our first ever singles party on tomorrow night. There'll be live music. There'll even be fireworks at midnight. So whatever you're doing, I hope you have a wonderful, magical, pleasure-filled New Year's Eve. Thanks. Bye.